We live. Mm-hmm.
Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. What time is it? It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. You want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. Crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki. On Boss, Ed, May, and Nikki. Hey, 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 L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki, Boss and me and Nikki. Hey, hey. I don't know why I like that.
Because it's dope.
Say that.
You like it because it's dope.
Because it's dope.
Good morning. Look at. We just said wear whatever you want today, and all of we look good today. Look at everybody got their little colors on.
What would you expect?
What would you expect, lady?
I got my favorite color on. Blizzard.
You walking the walk, baby.
Color on.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew, where we honor the voice of the everyday woman. I'm so excited about our show today. Like I said, y'all look beautiful, but I want to go to the lady that looks like she's in a different place than usual today. LL Cool Shells, what's up? Where are you? Hey.
Hi, ladies. I'm in Jamaica.
Yes.
I'm in Jamaica celebrating his birthday.
Where's your pina colada? Where's your cocktail? Where's your rum punch? Where's your coconut? Where's your mango? Where's your papaya?
It's waiting for me.
Bring it. That's what I want.
Lachelle, I was gonna wear something tropical, but in honor of you, because I wish I was where you are.
I wish y'all were with me too. I really do. We have to make a trip happen very soon, ladies.
You look beautiful. I saw Shelly the other night, and I was like, Shelly, you look great. You look like you're glowing. The body looking all tight.
Got a little body.
Yes.
Body, yada, 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 yada. I gotta stop doing that before we have to start paying
right, royalties. I know. Good morning, everybody. So Shelly's in Jamaica, loving life with her beautiful friends. Nikki Boss, what's up? How are Nikki? You look beautiful in this pink.
I have on color. I actually like pink. I do like pink. I favor black, but I like pink. Very pretty color. I do look really nice.
You're like, as a matter of fact, I do.
I do look very nice. Oh, I should have saved this for after my trip. I leave tomorrow for Punta Cana, going on a girls' trip, just me and my daughter. So I'm really excited. Very excited.
Yeah.
5 days and 4 nights, just the 2 of us being catered to. Very nice. Private pool, butler service. I am so excited.
Yes, Nick. I love it. Oh, I cannot wait to hear the stories. You definitely have to text us, WhatsApp us, just show us a picture, you know. And then just tap into you and Jada. I love, love, love. Crystal JG with our orange on today. How are you?
Girl, I'm just over here in the Nueva Jersey being regular, you know.
Ain't nothing regular about Crystal JG, honey.
Well, right now I'm feeling real regular right now. No butler service, just me washing dishes. You know what it is. Anyway, just jokes, folks. Just jokes. I'm good. You know, I actually have an event. Someone asked me to do line dancing at a party tonight. So they want to. I was like, so what's the party? She's like, this woman, a friend of mine, her daughter's moving and they're having like a going away. And she's like, and I want to feature you. I was like, feature me what? She's like, line dancing. And I was like, all right. She's like, do you have anything prepared? I was like, do I have anything prepared? I'm like, yeah, girl, you know, this is what she does. You know, so that's going to be, because I haven't been, I stopped my classes a little while ago. So it's nice. And that's something to look forward to. And just, you know, running around. We actually have another graduation thing. So I'm going from one thing to the other thing. So kind of a busy day, but good.
Yay. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're doing your line dancing. I love it when you're doing your line dancing. You're so in your element. So you gotta
very good at it.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
Very so good at it.
Girl, we got line dancing. You made it fun, and I also saw I was getting a workout. It met me where I was and some, but you're very good at it.
So we're gonna put that back in my life because it brings me joy even talking about it. But we're gonna leave the door open. I just made something to leave the door open. So
yes, I love. Edna Shedu Delexi, how are you this Saturday, darling?
Girls, I woke up this morning. I was tired. I am not gonna lie. I woke up like, why? Why? So here's the thing. I had set up my alarm at 5:45, telling myself, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go for a nice little 45 minutes walk. I must have pressed my alarm and snoozed it at least 10 times. Guess what time I finally got up? And I had to be at work at 8. At 7. Quick shower. Anyway, I'm here. I'm living life. I want to do a quick shout out to Miss Nikki Kimbrough for Harlem All Stars. You did a fantastic, amazing, such a good job. And every talent, all of those young artists were amazing. And you did it without a musical director, under the rain, with a storm. So, you know what they say, the show must go on. So you definitely kept it going, girl.
And the piece you shared at Luca was awesome.
Oh, thank you, guys.
He was absolutely adorable.
Yeah, Luca. I was so proud of Luca. Luca was great. He was so excited. And Luca said to me, Miss Nikki, I'm ready to have a bigger part next year. I'm ready to be a part of the whole thing. I said, okay. I said, you're ready? He said, yes, I'll be ready next year. I said, okay.
You know, he memorized everybody's part. He memorized everybody's part. He said, I know everyone's part in case somebody doesn't show up and I can step in. He knew everyone's parts.
When we're in rehearsal, he'll say, come on. I'm like, Luca, get on another room. Come on, I know.
He'll be getting in the car saying the kids have to have more energy, mommy. They need to have more passion in their delivery. And I'll be like, who are you? You're the director? What's that about?
He had passion.
He did.
I enjoyed it. I watched it a couple times, so very good.
He did have passion. But thank you, Ed May. Chandra, Shani Shan Shan. How you doing, boo?
Well, praise the Lord, somebody.
Praise the Lord, saints.
Praise the Lord, everybody. I am doing great. I cannot complain. I never really can complain, but I really can't complain. I'm doing good, feeling good. I've been working out and feeling good about it. And also just, I have some things going on with my family. My wife has a lot going on with her business, so we're just being pulled in many directions, but feeling good. I can't complain. And yes, I'm also gonna jump on the pat yourself on the back, Nikki Kimbrough, because those children, oh my God, it's something about seeing kids that is so innocent, and it just like reminds me to like chill the cuss word out. Like they just to give you guys a background, what was that, Thursday night, Friday night, whatever night that was, that it was the worst weather that we've had in a long time, rainstorm, and stuff happens in the theater world. Things happen, right? But these kids were so not moved. They came out there. We were waiting for a little while because of a situation that happened, and so the kids were like, "Well, we'll just introduce ourselves while we wait." And they introduced themselves. They told us a little bit about themselves and who they are and what they like to do. And I mean, like, not phased. It just made me think, like, we be pressed, y'all. We be pressed about everything and nothing at the same time. And these kids were like, I don't care if the music director show up. I don't care if, we don't get the props. My mama is out there. My daddy is out there. My aunties and my cousins, and I'm doing a show. Yep. And it just made me think about all the other things, like how sometimes we limit ourselves because it's not going the way that we that we thought it was going to go, that we planned for it to go. It just really, really gave me a midweek reminder of like, girl, chill the fuck out. Excuse my language. That's right. Chill out and like just let go with the flow. So Nikki, I tip my hat to you, because that was a lesson I needed, a quick kick in the butt in the middle of the week. But I'm doing great, y'all. How you doing, Nikki Kimbrough?
I'm feeling very good. I'm so excited that my theater kids, I was talking to my mom this morning. Y'all, they were phenomenal. They were phenomenal. I think most of you guys viewers know, I own a children's theater company in Harlem called the Harlem All-Stars Theater Group. And my theater kids had their show. And like Chandra and May were saying, I talked to her this morning too. Our musical director got caught in that awful storm and her car flooded and she couldn't go anywhere. And just to let you guys know, the person in front of her got stuck, she got stuck, the person behind her got stuck. And then after we decided to go through without the music, somebody hit the person behind her. The fire department had to come get him out. It was crazy. She did not get home till 3:11 a.m. And her husband had come and ran, and because the kids were supposed to present us flowers, and Miss Gail had the flowers and all this stuff. And I was like, he came, I was like, what is this? I was like, no. But I think the biggest thing was, like you guys were saying, the kids were back there and we held the show. And I appreciate everyone for being so patient. And then Miss Gail called us and I looked at IK, and IK was like, do we postpone? And I was like, oh no, we can't postpone. I'm like, and he was like, we can't postpone, Nikki. What are we gonna do? And I remember Anna E says, we have the tracks, Nikki, but some of the tracks we had changed the keys. And I was like, we're gonna do it a cappella. We've been doing it a cappella because Miss Gail had come on board like towards the end. And so I was like, we're going to do it without any music. And I remember coming out and saying it. And I remember looking at the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew over to house left and house right, stage left. And I remember Shelly and Chandra were like, that's right, we're going to keep going. Michelle was like, that's right. Chandra was like, mm-hmm. And I do have to say this. When I started to get a little worried, it was like Callie D felt my spirit and she ran over to me and gave it, like, hugged my legs. And I was like, and my whole spirit just changed. It was like she felt me. It was like I felt like she was like, let me go check on my auntie real quick. And
Oh, she definitely was, because we were just kind of like in our own world, and she was standing there and she saw you, and then she kind of looked back at me like, is it okay? And at first I was like, no, girl, sit down. And then I felt her like kept itching, like, let me just go speak to Nikki. And then I saw what was going on, and I let her just like run over there, and she did. She was just kind of like, hey girl, calm down.
That was God. That was God.
Because I honestly think seeing her made me go. When we went back there, I was like, okay, y'all, we're gonna do it on the music. And y'all, they were like this. Okay, Miss Nikki, all I can see is Kamora's face. And then Asali was like, we got this, Miss Nikki. And I was just like, so they were beautiful. Sais, our Annie, who just so happens to be Lachelle's niece, was amazing. Y'all, I cannot tell you, they were phenomenal. And Hard Knock Life looked so good. Miss Brittany had come into town and cleaned it up, and it looked amazing. So I just shout out to the Harlem All-Stars Theater Group kids. Shout out to their parents and their family members. They are phenomenal. And it was one of the first times after the show, I was like, I wish we could do it again. They were just so good. And I have to say this too, kudos to the parents. The kids' behavior, phenomenal. So I just had to say that, and thank you guys for your support and everything. And yeah. I was feeling a lot of pressure. I was feeling the pressures. Y'all like that, right? I was feeling a lot of pressure back there.
Come through, segue. Come on.
I was feeling a lot of the pressures on Thursday night, and I had an opportunity to make some choices. And I truly believe that the choice we made, of course, was amazing. And in saying all that, I would love to get going with the show today. We have a phenomenal guest. During the week, the ladies and I, we always have our conversations. I personally look forward to our conversations. And a lot of times that's when we come up with our ideas. And today we're talking about, as women, a lot of times, we could have success going on and this happening and we're going here, but sometimes things may look good on the outside, but are we okay in the inside? Are we okay? Sometimes we get bogged down with all these pressures, and we have to make choices. And I'm gonna read a little bit about what I talked about on our social media. I said, achieving top level success doesn't mean that we are always okay. Sometimes there are pressures that come with flying on a high frequency, because we all fly on a high frequency, all of us. And within those pressures, there are choices that get to be made. There's no doubt that track and field has been in the news for the last couple of weeks. We all know that. And today we have someone with us who knows and has achieved top level success as an athlete, entrepreneur, a wife, and a mother. I want to play a little video really quickly before we bring her on. I'm really excited. This woman means so much to me. She's a mentor of mine. I want to bring this up as we introduce her. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Can they see it on Facebook? Perfect.
Advertising on YouTube helps me reach engaged customers like Jenna, who's been searching for landscapers on Google.
Quickly. There we go.
Is this my new life?
Okay, wait a minute. That's not the right part. That's not the right one. Wait a minute. Hold on. What happened? That said something about menopause. Oh my God, my computer just glitched. Can you guys see me?
We can see you.
I can't see you guys. Hold on.
Right here.
Oh my goodness. Can you?
And I absolutely love that video. I can't wait to see it again.
Hold on. Keep talking a little bit, you guys. I cannot see y'all.
That happens sometimes.
It does. I see you, Nick. I see everybody.
Yeah, we see you. Your computer may have just turned off.
I'm gonna add something in regard to Harlem All Star while Nikki is figuring this out, if that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, Nikki did an amazing job without much funding. She is taking donation on the Harlem All Star website. Okay, so I want to see what she's going to do when she actually has funding. We're talking light, costume, makeup, musician. So if while we're waiting for the video to load, you could go on harlemallstar.com and put some donation in, right? Because the thing she did without money, I agree, right? With money.
That's right. That's right.
We need to find them big funders.
Yes, yes. So you guys are for the arts, to support the community, for the youth.
I mean, that's right. That's right. The arts are not free, and it definitely takes money in a village to help, groom these children to be amazing artists. So yes, if you do have a little bit of extra change this month and you can slide it over to Harlem All Stars, please do, because that is definitely
put it on a recurring deposits until next year, like recurrence, like every month. You know?
Can you see me? I can see y'all.
Yes,
we can see you. We see you.
We're doing your promotion. What you're doing?
And if the videos doesn't work, it is okay because she's here and she can say it.
That's right.
Yeah,
she can say it.
I just was excited. Okay, I think I got it. Wait a minute. Here we go. Can y'all see it?
Yes.
Yes. Well, we see screen.
Awesome.
My name is Joetta Clark. I think that people tend to look at other people and devalue what they've done. Everybody is not going to do what I've done, and there are people doing far greater things than I am. But it doesn't take away from what I've done. So I ask everyone to try to look at what you've done, because it's what you've done that's going to get you further along the line. When I'm having those moments when I'm questioning my ideas or what I want to do, I think about what I've already done. Because if I did it once before, I can do it again. And I always say, it'd be nice if you want to do something, or if you have to do something. What in life that you got to do? And got to do may not be the proper English, but that's what you need. What do you got to do? What is it in your life that you got to do? Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. If you look at my race from 2000, I gotta get from 8th place to 3rd place.
It's the three members of the Clark family and Meredith Bauman as they hit the home straightaway. Hazel Clark has the lead. Jeremiah Clark is second. Meredith Bauman is third. Joetta Clark is fourth. Top three is Sydney. It's Hazel Clark, Jeremiah Clark, Savannah for third. Bauman and Perkins to the line of the lead in the third club. Runs by Joetta Clark might have hit Bauman.
So what in life do you gotta do? And when you do that, you can't look back and change your mind. So when you make a decision that you're going to do something, don't change your mind in the middle. Because when you do that, it kind of deflates the gotta do. Because the gotta do is in your heart. You know you gotta do that. And you know how to do it because you've done things before. So you use those as ladders to help you get to your next step. When you're ready, when it's your time, you have to show up. And don't blame anyone when you don't. And when you show up, you have to show out. So that's what I want to do in life. I want to do as an athlete. And that's what I want to do in business. I want to be able to show up and show out. So when I leave here, my legacy will be that Joetta cared. She was kind. She worked hard, and wherever she was, you knew she was there because she showed up, not for herself, but for the people that she was speaking for, the people that she was helping, and the people that she believed in.
Yay. Every time I see that video of Joetta running, I get complete chills, everyone. I get chills. I get chills because I remember I always get teary-eyed because I remember that day. I remember yelling at the screen like Joetta, 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 Joetta. And I remember it's such an important piece because her sister got first place, her sister-in-law got second place, and she got third. And the person that coached them was her brother, coached them in this race. So I don't know where she went, you guys. She disappeared. John had texted me and said, Nikki, she disappeared. We don't see her.
I know, I said that.
I'm gonna get her back on. But yeah, we're gonna get her back on. But that's one of the things that every time I see that video, I'm just like, oh my God. And I think about the pressures that she was under at that time. She was in 8th place and had to get up to 3rd place in order to make her 4th Olympic team. Her 4th Olympic team, everybody. And I think she's coming back. Joetta, you here? Go ahead, Nick.
I was going to say, I mean, what's so inspiring around it, and she said it herself, like, what is it that you got to do? And staying very focused on that. I got chills watching. Hi, Joetta.
Hey, Joetta.
I'm sorry.
Watching
Yes.
that, because sometimes, or probably most times, we forget when we're in the thick of things what we got to do. We focus on everything else that we've talked about this before, that we put in our own way, barriers, things that take away from us believing in ourselves to accomplish what it is that we're trying to do. And just, really taking a hold of what she's sharing around what is it I got to do, and staying really focused in that moment on those words. I mean, like, I'll take that with me from here on out.
I agree, Nikki. We lost her again. What is it me? Are we having because of me? Anyway,
it's just weather. Don't.
The weather.
Yeah, don't blame it on yourself. It's just weather. We're not all in Jamaica.
I do want to do a proper intro to her, though. You guys, welcome, 4-time Olympian, motivator, author, leader, president of the Joetta Sports and Beyond LLC, co-founder of JoTyme Fitness and sports and mental health wellness advocate, and one of my mentors and my friend, Joetta. What's up, lady? You look beautiful. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everybody. How you doing? You're looking gorgeous as well. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Good. Yes.
Joetta, tell everybody
Yes,
just
Nikki.
a little bit about you. I showed your video. I just gave.
Wow.
I was telling them how when I remember that day yelling at the TV like, Joetta, you better get up there. I remember that day. Tell them a little bit about you, Jersey girl. Tell them just a brief little bit about you before we get into our conversation from your perspective.
From my perspective, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me on the Chit-Chat Crew show. I always use that word chit-chat, so I'm glad to be on your show, Nikki. Congrats on your show the other day with the kids. I know you put a lot of hard work in there, and so I'm glad that it came to fruition in a positive way. I'm from New Jersey. I grew up in the 60s, grew up in Newark and in South Orange, and I just enjoyed my experience growing up, meeting people from both sides of the tracks, some that were urban, some were were more affluent. But the bottom line is that I grew up in an environment of love, and I had two parents. My mother is Joetta Clark, the late Joetta Clark. She was an entrepreneur and instilled ownership and women can do everything that you want to do into my spirit. And my father was Dr. Joe Clark, the late Dr. Joe Clark, the subject of the movie Lean on Me. And he instilled in my life that you can do anything that you want to do as long as you have your parents backing you, supporting you. You can get the job done. And failure was not an option. It was an nagging reality that kept me focused. So with both of them in my life, I just went after everything with my AAA personality. And that's basically me in a nutshell. I'm sure you're getting more about what I'm doing now, what I did as an athlete, but that's who I kind of embodies who I am. Someone that works hard, someone that cares, someone that likes to do a lot of philanthropic work that goes under the radar, and someone that prides themselves on making a difference not only in my life but in the lives of others.
I love that, Joetta. You about to say something, Nick?
No, I was just saying I love it.
I love it. You did say something that triggered something just to me, Joetta. You said that growing up, with both of your parents, of course, excelling, being high achievers, and instilling so many great things into you and your sister and your brother. And you said failure was not an option. Did you ever feel? How did that make you feel? How was that evolved in who you are today? Like here, we see the outside, but how about inside? When you said failure was not an option, did it ever feel pressure? Tell us a little bit about that.
Ladies, that's a good thing. And again, I'm, maybe similar ages as some, but probably older than most. I know I'm older than Nikki, so I'm saying that because the way we were raised, someone almost 60 years old, the way we were raised, we didn't talk back. We didn't have all the mental health help that we have now. So when failure was not an option, it was not an option. And pressure, what is pressure? I felt more pressure from not doing what my parents thought I could do than me not trying. So I thought that I better at least try to do this in order not to receive the pressure, which was not time out back in my day. So I think that in hindsight, however, what was used then could not be used now. But I think the strategies and the ideas that they were putting forth in the kids then enable us to be successful now. Because when something doesn't go right, we don't just have a mental breakdown. We kind of figure it out. And that's what my parents were trying to tell me. Everything is not going to go right, but the pressure that you have not trying to do something outweighs the pressure of you trying to do it. So I try and do whatever it is I want to do and don't worry about the pressure. I don't worry about that because I'm prepared. I prepared myself for running. I prepared myself for business meetings, so I'm prepared. So I don't feel pressure. I want to show you what I can do. So if I trained for whatever the months are, it's a track meet, I want to show you I'm prepared. If it's a business proposal, I want to show you that I'm prepared. So that's kind of how it works. So I don't really feel pressure like when I speak to people today, how they interpret it and go through it and seek counseling for. I didn't do that early on. So as I moved through my career, that's not something that I fall back on. That's not in my Rolodex. That's not what I did. However, when I talk to people, I tell them it is important to understand your pressure, understand the ways that you deal with it. So I like to use the word, I may not say pressure, I might just say something like forced expectation. And that is what causes the pressure.
I really want to go back to that race for a second. So, so I watched the race, and then in the race, the interviewer said that you spoke to her before the race, and I wrote it down because I just thought it was powerful. She said that you said, I don't care what I have to do to make this team. I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to make this team, right? So because I watched the race, then I watched Gotta Do, and then I went back and watched the race again. And when I heard her say that you said that, there's a power in just you know, the idea around like failure is not an option. Something kicked in. If you guys will go and watch that, something shifted for her, and it wasn't about anything else, but she had already set her mind up that she was going to make that placement. And it was she dropped off. Joetta, did you hear me?
No, I'm here. Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So but that thing really spoke to me greatly, because I don't know if you realize that you said it, but you did say it, and then you did it. And then at that point, in that second when you leaned in, you was like, there was no pressure. You was just like, this is happening. This is happening regardless of anything. Regardless of the fact that I started in 8th place, I'm making this team, and you did. And I saw it.
Well, I think that quote came from, I may have been out of position, but I always say you can doubt anybody that you want in life, but never doubt yourself. So even though I was not in the top 3 early on in the race, I never doubted myself. And so I think the young lady that was in front of me was so focused on me coming to get her, and that's why I got her. And I was focused on getting her. So I always say, remember, we remain focused on what you have to do, not on what anyone else is doing.
Joetta, what are your thoughts on mental toughness? So I get what you're saying, that you grew up at a time where, you know, in general, most of us, like, failure is not an option. But I would assume or take away that, you know, there was a lot of pressure on you from your parents or, you know, whomever to really, you know, win, be successful, be the best, right? And maybe, like you talked about, those tools that may be more present now, and whether or not those strategies are, as, you know, the right strategies, right, in terms of how we should be encouraging ourselves, our kids, to be successful. When you look back or even think about it now, how would you speak to someone about managing mental toughness? Because you talked about also never doubting yourself. And because of those pressures and the things that people will say, and my daughter is an athlete as well. I'm just curious how you would manage and or advise someone to never let go, right, of believing in yourself and knowing you can do this.
Yes. I think that what I would say, first of all, is that back up a little bit. As a 4-time Olympian, I'm not trying to have people be a 4-time Olympian, but I want you to be the champion of your life. And so with that mindset, when I speak to people, I'm often saying, find out what it is that you like, and then you know that you got to do it. And I ask you to write down in the journal, write your goals down, and then that's going to help you with your mental toughness. Because when you write that down, you have to be accountable to what you're writing down. And life is not going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you get what it is that you want, sometimes you don't. But I always say that you develop your champion by stretching your ability to endure. So when you're going through mental toughness and trying to develop that and get it to stick, it's about enduring the ups and the downs, the yeses and the nos, and this person is not paying me any attention, or I'm not getting that raise. What can you endure? That is how you are developing your mental toughness.
Yep, enduring and self-accountability. So you talk about writing it in your journal, also telling someone.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's embarrassing for yourself when you feel like, oh, I told you I was going to do it, but I haven't done it yet, right? It's self-accountability.
I think you got to be careful too, because when you tell people, everybody's not able to see your vision. So you need to be very selective for who you're telling things, because sometimes what you see is something great, especially if you have children. I just let them go. Like Nikki's kids, let them go. It's not our goal and our job as parents to say what they can't do. It's our job as parents to provide them the opportunity to do things they can do. So as adults, same thing. You have to tell people your visions that understand what level you're flying on.
Totally
And if
agree.
you are
Totally
telling
agree.
folks your visions that are down here, they're not going to get it. So they're going to give you some bottom mentality thinking that's going to get in the way of you being extraordinary with your visions.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that, because really that was my own thing, telling somebody, because I agree with you. Not everybody buys into your vision, right? So sometimes you tell people and they're going to tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't or can't do what you're trying to do. So totally agree with you. But I've noticed recently, for me, not even recently, well, yeah, I would say in months, I am much more accountable to the fact that I told you I want to do this. And if I haven't done it, I feel like a fraud. So to that point, I totally agree with you. For me, I realized I needed to step it up a notch. And that notch was telling somebody. But I also had to have arrived in a space that people, the naysayers or people who can always think of, who might not have my best interests at heart, I can get past them. Like I'm they're not going to influence me one way or the other. But I realize me saying it, for me personally, is a big deal.
Yes.
Because then I appear not authentic. But that's a me personally. I agree with you about journaling and making, committing to yourself, on paper.
Okay. Yes.
Joetta, I have two things. One thing you said, one thing that really stuck with me, you were talking about the woman that you were trying to catch in that race was worried about you, and you were worried about, moving forward. That really hit me, because it's sometimes I think when we start feeling pressure, we start worrying about what's behind us instead of worrying about what's in front of us. And that woman was sitting there worrying about what was behind her. When she started feeling the heat, she was worrying about what was behind her. And when you worry about what's behind you, what's that gonna do? And then your mindset was, let me focus on, there's pressure right now, but let me focus on what's in front of me, because that's what's going to get me to where I need to go. And I needed to hear that, because I know me personally, sometimes when I feel example with the theater kids on Thursday, I started feeling a little pressure about what was happening, and I started thinking about, oh, this happened when this, and then this happened, and and then all of a sudden I saw Callie D, and I snapped out of it and started thinking about what I was going to do to move forward. So that really hit me just now. But with Nikki talking, and Nikki sharing that her daughter is a Division I athlete. She goes to University of Georgia. She's a softball player. They were in the final. So her daughter's a freshman, just like your daughter, Joetta.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. Same conference.
Yeah, same conference. Yep. Joetta, just to let you guys know, Joetta's daughter, Talitha Diggs, is a phenomenal track star, just like her family. She's a freshman at University of Florida, and she placed first at the SEC's indoor in the 400 meters, and she also qualified for the Olympic trials. I mean, she's just wonderful, and I just laugh because I remember when she looked like this.
Well, she's absolutely beautiful. Her skin is gorgeous.
I remember when she looked like.
And you know what I wanted? Nikki, I wanted to stop you before you move on to your next segment, because you said something very important and impactful, which was looking back. And we always say our past does not project your future, but what the past does is it propels you forward. So when I go looking back at things or reviewing, I do that to get momentum. It's like a slingshot. You pull back, and when I go back, depending on how far I go back, the further back I go, the more power I have as I move forward. So just think of it like that. When I go back to say, you know what, I'm having a difficult time right now, but if I did it once, I can do it again. So I think the great things that I did, the moments that I had successes or helped people or whatever it was, and then the further I pull that rubber band back, when I let it go, I know I'm going to do the greater things that I move forward. So when you do go back to remind yourself of the great things that you did, the great accomplishments that you had, and then use that to propel you into your bright future. So I wanted to say that because you did mention about going back, and that's the only way you go back. Don't go back with regrets. You go back to get information to get you ready for that new chapter in your life.
I need to hear that. I needed to hear that. You go back to think about the great things that you've done, and not not worrying. Thinking about those great things that you've done to motivate you to say, okay,
and
let's
it's powerful.
Right.
It's powerful because many times you forget it. You know, you're traveling along your way in life, and you know, recently again in work, you know, you're regardless of those that are around you. And recently I was talking to someone and they asked me about my background. And as I was telling them my background, it was empowering, right? You know, when you can talk about the success that you've had, consistent success, and how you've delivered, it's like, oh, I know I didn't forget it, but like saying it and revisiting it, it was empowering.
You know what? That's so true, because I this just happened to my wife like maybe a week ago. She wasn't down, but she was just having a moment. And another one of my girlfriends had just called just to say like, you're amazing, like out of the blue. And literally was just like ramping up Autumn, like telling her, like, you know, you've come here, you've been here for a short amount of time, you've opened 2 businesses, like you've done this, that, and the third, and in the amount of time that people, you know, have never been able to do what you've done. And just being in the like rat race of like going, moving, shaking, like you definitely don't take the time to like stop and like look or even like appreciate the things that have propelled you to where you are now. But just to have someone to remind her of that, she was like, oh yeah, I am kind of doing it right now. I am kind of like, you know, I am like, you know, in a space that I, you know, created, for a great space that I created for myself. But not when you tunnel vision, sometimes you forget how great you are. That's why my motto is like unapologetically great. Moving through unapologetically greatness, because you just literally, like, you know, everything that you're doing is done at your highest potential, at your greatness, at your highest greatness. And like, it's something about it that just allows, like, knowing that and remembering that helps propel you, that helps keep you pushing, that helps, you know, make you feel like, okay, I am like the bomb.
But and you know what, you're right. I'm sorry, I think I'm behind a little bit, but I think that you're right. We all are the bomb. But I think that one thing that I tell women and people, but especially women, is that we have to have a humbleness about ourselves. So in all the wonderful things that we're doing, remain humble, because as I said in my video, what you've done, other people have done, may have done greater things, but there's a humbleness that when you're humble, people will see it, and then you don't have to tell them. They see it, and it resonates throughout your spirit and who you are. So when we're having those moments of questioning, you know, who you are from time to time, I always say, be humble. When you do that, you go, girl, check. And when you're doing that, you go, girl, check. You can't stay there too long, because we have a lot more to get done. So how do you go, girl, check, and remain humble? And by doing that, other people will feed into that spirit, and you will, you know, bring someone along with you and help people. You're only as good as the next person that you help. And so that's so
what I struggle with that. I am an extremely way to the left, humble person.
Okay.
And I've raised my daughter, I believe, to be that way, to the point that, you know, even if it's our competition, she just doesn't have, I think it's who she is. Like, you know, she just doesn't have any ugliness in her. She's going to root for that other person just as hard as she is for herself, even though she'd like to be the best. You know what I mean? But I struggle because I watch others, and I know they say it always comes back, and most times I haven't seen it come back, but I struggle with that humbleness because I see others that what we would consider maybe to be ugly or very self-centered or whatever, to some degree, I don't know if it propels them. I don't know if, regardless of how we see them and view them, I don't know. I question sometimes, and not to. That's an interesting subject for me, humbleness, because I am way, way too humble, I think, and afraid to. I mean, like, I won't video my daughter, right, for fear of jinxing the next one. I won't. The next at bat. I won't talk about my daughter like she's so successful. I'll mention it so gracefully. Oh yeah, she was awarded blah blah blah. Where there are others, right? Even for myself, there are others that boastfully, like, they can't wait to get in front of you and talk about their own successes or their kids' success. And so that's just an interesting topic.
I struggle with that too. And I think there's something between like humility, boastfulness, and just being proud of what you've done. And I don't navigate that very well either.
I'm so afraid of it being like the success being taken away from you because you brag for a moment. But on the flip side, I am a strong believer.
Good look at Shawnee.
We are not our own voice. But I am a strong believer that if we are not our own voice and we are not, speaking for way too dependent for other people, to do it for us,
and they won't.
And they won't. And they don't. And there we wait, right? So, yeah.
But see, I think that's an interesting perspective because being humble is being like God. That's what He wants you to do. That's in the good book. So there's nothing wrong with that. And then also, when you look at this point, you say, never waste your time waste your feelings on people that don't value you. So if they value you, they value everything about you. So that's your extraordinary daughter. That's your extraordinary lifestyle. They value all of that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's something to be ashamed of or not talk about, because there's so many other kids doing things that you see negatively on television, and they talk about it all the time. So talk about your greatness of your daughter and what you're doing, and you can still be humble, but you still shouldn't take away or not encourage or speak about what she's doing, because she's doing wonderful things.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, when people boast about what they've achieved and accomplished, it's inspiration for me. I don't ever recall being in a position where someone is telling me what it is they've accomplished or achieved or something they went after that they got, where my perspective on them was that they were being boastful, even if they were saying it in a cocky way. I just like to know that people can set their sight on something and accomplish it, because it's constant inspiration and fuel for me around the things that I'm looking to do. But the thing that stood out to me the most so far, again, not to take this back, but I'm taking it back because this is Vision Board 101, and that's my thing, is the woman that was worried about Joetta behind her. What you focus on is what you get. And so she focused on what was behind her, and she ended up behind. You're going to go where you set your sights. Joetta set her sights to pass every one of those people and catch up with her family on that track. And she did that.
Right. And she said it. And she said it before she did it.
Absolutely. And that, to me, it is the biggest thing for us to know about what we're accomplishing in life, is that whatever we focus on is exactly where we're headed. And if you're focused on what's behind you and what previously happened or what might be chasing you or at your heels, and you don't use that as fuel, like Joetta said, you're going to end up back there where you're looking, right? Which is your past, even if you're talking about your accomplishments. Because if Joetta just focused on her Olympic accomplishments and nothing else, she wouldn't have the businesses she has, the foundation she started. She wouldn't have any of that. She used what she's accomplished to fuel forward in other areas of life. So I think this is just so powerful to recognize that in such a simple term. That is such a phenomenal analogy for life and how to get where you want to go in life. It's just powerful.
Right. Yeah. I agree, and also being an athlete, sometimes people will look and say, "Well, what do you know about business?" Well, I have, I graduated from college. I was a commissioner of sports in the state of New Jersey. I've done a lot of things. I was on different boards of commerce and county boards, school boards, college boards. So I have a wealth of knowledge, but I got most of that from track and field. Being an athlete, it parallels life. So it taught me how to have a purpose, how to get prepared, how to be patient, how to persevere, how to get perturbed, and how to pray. And so that is what I've learned by being an athlete. And I use those same things in life. So I think that if I look at my athletic ability, if I did it athletically, I could do it in business. If I could do it in this area of business, I could do it in that business area of business. I can do it in life. And it is to be the champion of my life. Again, that's not about being the Olympic champion. As Nikki and you all know, I don't have any gold medals, but I got the gold medal of life. I went to college for free. I traveled around the world. I represented the United States 4 times. I was USA team captain. I've done a lot of amazing things. I'm able to have a business now, podcast now, perfume line now, all from track and field. So just be aware that it's not always like getting that gold medal. Yes, that's amazing. But to get the gold medal of life and then reaching back and bringing people along with you. Uh, when I go to my track and field camp, with the 20th year this week that we had our camp, and I see these little kids aspiring to do wonderful things, and some of them have more talent than others. But at our camp, we always told everyone respect everyone's talent, be respectful, and if someone's having a difficult time, go over and help them out. And I saw that happening at camp from kids from different walks of life, different backgrounds. Everyone was so helpful. So all grown up as we are, we have to remain helpful with each other, women, supporting our vision, our dreams, and telling someone, you know what, Nikki, or you know what, Sandra, that's wrong. You're absolutely wrong. We have to be able to get the accolades, but also be able to deal with the punishments or the reprimations that we're getting when we're being punished, or either not being punished, but our girlfriends are saying, that's wrong. That's not right. You have to have that friend in your pocket saying, don't do that. That's not who you are. That's not your character. Remain high. You need to have that girlfriend or that guy friend in your pocket.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
That it's funny you said that, because for whatever reason this last week, and like all of the different types of classes that I take, or even with my profession, a lot has been circled around people around you, like reevaluating your circles, and like the people who are closest to you, the people who are in your like, I don't know at what exactly called, but it's like that, the smaller circle, and then you have the bigger circle around it, and then the bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's just like reevaluating those people to make sure that they are checking you and like helping you propel, or you're not just giving giving everything out to those people and they're not pouring back into you as well. That's been a conversation that has come up over and over and over again, even in like on social media. Did you guys see that thing that Oprah posted about Gail, like how they've been friends for 40 odd years or whatnot, and it isn't because they are so perfect friends, and they're not because they're so much alike or anything of that nature. It's just because they are like sounding boards off of each other. They help propel each other. They help, they're like mirrors for each other. Like when Gail is about to do something crazy or Oprah's about to do something crazy, either one is like, girl, that ain't right. That's not your character. That ain't who you are. Like, why are you doing that? Really back.
Right.
Come on back. And so I this week I've been like doing that, like reevaluating people around me and just making sure that I'm aligned with the people that are trying to align with me.
Right.
Oh, y'all can't hear me. I'm on mute. I love that, Shawnee. I think that is so important. I think that's the beauty about this show. It's the beauty about having all of us on here. The beauty of having Joetta on here. We are viewers. We are aligning ourselves with people that are going to support us and have our back and push us forward. And I loved what Shelly was saying as well about it's a combination of what Joetta and Shelly were saying. Yes, it's great to be humble. Yeah, have humility. And it's okay to tell the world the greatness that you've been doing. It's okay, in the words of Chandra Prophet Audrey, I'm unapologetically great. It's okay. I think those are the choices that we get to make. I feel like that sometimes when we get pressured or things are going this way, just like we were talking about, we do start to look back, but we're not looking back and thinking about the amazing things that are happening to us. So I think a great thing that we can take from today when we do start to feel angst or what's going to happen or what's going to happen next. The choice is, if we're going to look back, let's look back and shower ourselves and tell ourselves how amazing we are. Tell ourselves how dope we are. Tell ourselves, I'm in eighth place right now. Looks like it, but I'm about to come up and I got my sights focused on the front and I'm about to go
Yes.
up. And I think these are very important tools and lessons for us these are the choices that we get to make when we start to feel like this. I needed to hear that myself today. Shelly, don't be mad at me. I've been given from the cup again. But I've been given from the cup again. But hearing this just reminds me of my saucer is just as powerful and just as good. And I needed to hear that. Just thinking about what's in my saucer is just as powerful and just as good. And when I start to feel like this, I get to make the choice to say, I'm gonna get from my saucer. I get to make the choice to say, looking back, we're amazing. And I get the choice to say, let me set my sights forward so I can get to where I want to go.
And if you forget, Callie gonna come and hug you.
I know.
And remind you.
I remind you.
But that's also the way that which is what our conversation was geared for today, is like literally how we can be okay on the outside and the inside. When we're giving from our cup, I mean, we're giving from our saucer and not our cup. When we're allowing people to pour into us as much as we pour out, as much, you know what I'm saying? When we are walking and showing up great all the time and not allowing other things to navigate how you want to always show up in life, like that's how you are okay on the inside. When you start altering that because of conversation, because of people, because of friends, because of other dimming your light, as some might say, that's when you're not okay. That's when you have this
Right.
facade of, oh, I look good, I know how to
So
clean
true.
up, but I am not good on the inside. So being good is showing up for yourself first. Being good is allowing the people who are in your inner circle to really fight for you, be for you, stand up for you, show up for you in every way possible. That's how you are good. That's how I'm good. Me too.
Me too. Go ahead, Joetta.
And then if you talk about what Nikki was saying about being okay, it's also okay not to be okay. And I think a lot of times someone says how you're doing, you say okay, and then you don't really tell them, you know what, I'm not doing okay. I'm having a difficult moment, a difficult hour, a difficult day. And I really want people in your audience to plant this garden of what I call the garden of peace. So when you have this garden planted, when you're having that moment when you're not okay, you could go look at the garden with that you planted. So in the garden, you're going to plant 6 rows of peace. Have purpose, get prepared, be patient, get perturbed, persevere, and pray. And then in this garden, plant 3 rows of squash. Squash gossip, squash criticism, and squash indifferences. In this garden, also, you want to plant 3 rows of lettuce. Let us be humble, let us be healthy, and let us be happy. And then no garden will be complete without 3 rows of turnips. Turnip for work or school, turnip with a new idea, and turnip with the determination to do a better job tomorrow than you did today. So when you're going through that moment of I'm not okay, go back to that garden that you planted and you nourish it with your smiles and with the water.
Well, I think Bishop Clark Diggs just just summed it up for us.
Sure did. Sure did. The garden.
Like, wait, and then she cut off, and I need to hear the end of that.
I know. Joetta, where you go?
I gotta get working on my garden.
I know. Where you go?
Yes.
That's a garden.
That is a garden.
Okay.
Wait a minute, she's back. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Joetta,
Is she back?
Hey, Nick.
you back?
Yes, I'm back. Did you hear that?
You didn't hear the end.
What's the
Wait,
ending?
you gotta go back to the end. You said, and then you water it, and then what happens?
Oh, you water it with your sunshine. You water it with your sunshine. And that's what you do with your garden. So what happens is when you're having those moments when you're not okay and you reflect on your garden that you planted, those things make you okay. Those rows of peas, those rows of squash, those rows of lettuce, and the rows of turnips.
That was amazing.
That was fantastic.
I think Bishop Joetta just closed the show out for us. All right. I love that. Drop the mic. I'm going to go back and look at that and write that down and put that in our social media and our chat to everyone, because that's a garden right there. Joetta, we love you. Thank you so much for coming on with us this Saturday morning to the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. You know how I feel about you. These ladies, I know they feel the same way. I'm going to have you stay in. We're going to put you in the green room and we're going to wrap up the show. I love you. I thank you. I was about to say, you got anything to say? But she just said it.
Love you back.
That's a garden, honey. We'll be
back. People in the comments are saying, please type it up so that we can print it out and put it out. I am like, me too.
I want that garden.
Yes.
I do too. Thank you, Joetta.
Thank you. Yes. You're welcome. Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Don't go anywhere. Just stay in the green room. Bye-bye. Don't go anywhere. Okay.
Oh. Sure.
No,
okay.
You stay on. I'm gonna put you in the green room, but don't hang up yet, okay? All right, perfect. I want that garden. I don't know about y'all.
So good. So good. You have got to pull it and type it. Please.
Look, I want that garden. Carrie Young said, my Saturday morning therapy session with the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. You all are always spot on with what I need. Brilliant, ladies. Yay, Carrie. And we're going to get that. We're going to print that out and send it. I wanted to just say, I know I say this every week, but I love y'all so much. Like, yes. I don't think you know. You do my spirit so well. And I'm so grateful for all of you and our viewers. And I'm really looking forward to what's in front of us. I am really looking forward and setting the sight on what's in front. And when I do look back, I'm going to think about how dope and unapologetically great we all are, right?
Amen. Amen.
Does anybody want to say anything before we sum up, you guys, before we go out?
I do.
Go ahead.
I just want to give everybody a beautiful view. Just take that in. Just breathe that in for 2 seconds. Just breathe that in, ladies. I just wanted to give y'all that for the day. Take that energy and that open air and that vibe with you everywhere you go. Put that in your garden.
putting that in my
I'll
garden.
take it. I'll take it.
Good.
You know what I'm gonna start doing too? When I have the show, I always have my coffee cup. I'm gonna have a saucer right here, just to remind me.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna have a saucer just to be like. Go ahead, Dick.
I was just going to say, because I think one of the points that Joetta, I believe, was also trying to make, yes, when we look back, I talked about how when I was journeying through, I was remembering and saying it out loud, everything that I had done that was, great, right? But the other piece of this is no matter what situation we're in, it's a source of information. And I think that's what she was also delivering a message. And we've talked about that before. No matter what the situation is, whether you're, the top performer or not, right? It's always a source of information for you to be your better and best self. And then we also talked about keeping our circles, right? And people who are, girl check. I really like that, right? But girl check also not just in the means of saying that's not you, but I know I have people in my life that check me to remind me, although I may not be happy with the outcome, don't change who you are, because that's what makes you you, right? And keeping you authentic. So just wanted to share that.
I love that. Anybody else want to say anything? Chrissy, you got anything to say before we wrap up?
No, I thought it was a powerful reminder of moving forward and really having that vision that we talk about for your life, in moments where we need to just push, and in times that sometimes we can look back and get caught up in the chatter of the noise of the things that didn't work instead of looking at the things that did. So that was really helpful for me to know, because it's not about the chatter of what didn't happen. It's about it's about seeing your dopeness and remembering that, so that you can really focus on the prize, right? And the prize is, like she said, it's not, you're the Olympian of your life. What did she say? It's not the champion of your life. Yeah. I love it.
She said you're not trying to be the champion of the Olympics, trying to be the champion.
Champion of your life. Yes.
The champion, and you wanted the gold medal. I wrote it down. She said the gold medal of your life. Yeah, that's what she said. Yep. Yeah. Well, y'all, it's been a good. May, you got anything to say, babe?
Talking about gold medal of life, I think that we have to be reminded that we all have the ability, no matter where we are in our life, no matter if we had a good past or an athletic past, to change and to look back and look at what we did and observe and learn from it. I think that wherever we are, Joetta, of course, being an athlete, and the fact that she had such a supportive family and group around her, really carrying her. Not everybody has that. However, everybody at any time of life have the ability to look back and look at the errors and the positive things, and to learn and to map up our life so that we can eventually achieve excellence into life wherever we are. And I think that's why we have this group, is because we want to support each other, and we want to give the tools for other women and men, if they are listening, because we are for men and women, right? To eventually achieve greatness in our personal life, wherever and whatever that life is.
I love. And I think just what Nikki Kearney said earlier when we started off, the great thing about having all of us, we have accountability partners. We have accountability partners. And I just have to shout this out. I love that Mama Watts was watching us. Thanks, ladies, for a great morning of affirmation. Daniel Watts' mom. I love that. Well, that is it, everybody. We will see you next Saturday. Thank you for tuning in to the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. DJ John Quick, take us out. I love y'all. See you next week. And we are going to get that garden. We're going to get that garden, and we're going to put it out. All right?
Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. What time is it? It's time for for the ladies, ladies, ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies, ladies, ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. L-A-D-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first.
Speak what you want.
Be great.
Speak what you want.
Be great.
Speak what you want.
Be great. And we're up first.
Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed.
And we're up first.
Yes, ladies. That's dope.
Yes, ladies.
That's dope.
Yes, ladies.
That's dope.
And we're up first.
It's time for the ladies, ladies, ladies.
It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew.
It's time for the ladies, ladies, ladies.
It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew.
One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki. Unboss, Ed, May, and Nikki.
L-A-D-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first.
Bye, y'all. See you later.